afternoon, everybody. From the Astrodome in Houston, we bid you welcome to Reds baseball. The Reds and the Astros finish off the three-game series this afternoon, and of course, Cincinnati hoping to see a reawakening of its offense after being shut out in back-to-back ball games down here by final scores of 2-0. In the finale, right-hander Frank Pastore will be going after his 13th victory of the season against a young man who has already won 12 this year, Houston righty Ken Forsch. And I'll be back to take a look at the starting lineups in just a moment. If you're ready now, the starting lineups today for the Cincinnati Reds. Leading off and playing center field will be Dave Collins. Ken Griffey will play right field and bat second. Hitting third, Dave Concepcion at shortstop. Batting fourth in left field, George Foster. Hitting fifth at first base, Danny Dreesen. Batting number 6 at third base, Ray Knight. Joe Nolan will catch. He'll bat number 7. Hitting 8th, Ronnie Oster, the second baseman. And batting 9th and pitching for Cincinnati, right-hander Frank Pastore. Again for the Reds, it's Collins in center field, Griffey in right field, and Concepcion at shortstop. Foster in left, Dreesen at first base, Knight at third, with Nolan catching, Oster at second, and Pastore pitching. For the homestanding Astros, to lead it off at second base, Joe Morgan. Enos Cabell will bat second and play third base. Terry Poole will be in right field, and he'll hit third. Batting fourth, Jose Cruz in left field. Cesar Cedeno will play center field and bat fifth. Hitting number 6, Denny Walling at first base. Alan Ashby will catch and bat seventh. Hitting 8th at shortstop, Craig Reynolds. And batting 9th and pitching for Houston, right-hander Ken Forsch. Again for the Astros, it's Morgan at second base, Cabell at third base, and Poole in right field. Cruz in left, Cedeno in center, Walling at first. With Ashby the catcher, Reynolds the shortstop, and Forsch the pitcher. Collins third, Concepcion first. The pitch to Foster, swung on, looper, back into shallow right center. Morgan going out, he'll make the catch. Collins tags, and he's in with the game's first run. Griffey hits a fly ball back into deep right field. Going back is Poole, warning track, fence, and it's out of here. A 2-run home run for Ken Griffey to right field, and Cincinnati has drawn to within a run at 4-3. Knight drives one to deep left center field. Cedeno and Cruz. That ball is out of here for a home run. Ray Knight shooting one out of here to deep left center field. The ball hitting above that orange line again, and Knight will touch them all as he homers for the 14th time this season, and the Reds are again to within a run at 5-4.
Andujar delivers, and that's swung on and sent down the left field line. On the run is Cruz. It's going to drop for extra bases, and good by Cruz. Householder to second. He makes the turn. He's on his way to third, and he'll go in sliding with a triple. So Jose Cruz trying to get to it and had it bounce over his head and rolling down in the corner. And we have the tying run at third base with one out. The pitch swung on and lined by the diving Morgan into right field, a base hit. Householder scores and is tied up 5-5. Ambito to the belt. The pitch swung on and grounded fair down the right field line. That'll score Collins easily. On his way to second, Ken Griffey, and Kenny with a perfect afternoon. He is 4 for 4, has driven in 3 runs. His second double, that gives him a total of 28 on the year, and the Reds have taken a 6-5 lead here in the 7th inning. Again, this stretch, the 3-2. Davey swings, lines it to left field. That's a base hit. Charging the ball. Cruz bobbles it. Griffey will score easily, and the Reds lead at 7-5.
Hume swings and sends one back into deep left center field. Cruz races back, and Tommy Hume hits one off the wall. Coming on to score is Nolan. Hume goes to second base with a double, and Tommy did not miss by much of getting a home run. Up will be Jose Cruz. 1 for 4, a single, an RBI, and a run scored in the first inning. Infield a double play depth as Cruz takes it off the plate and low, ball 1. You never take anything at all for granted, believe me, when you're playing down here. 3-run lead is nice to have in the 9th inning. Swinging a foul, but this ball club does some amazing things in the Dome, and attested to substantiate that statement. The fact that The Astros have won 52 and lost only 25 here at home, while on the road they are 4 under 500 at 37 and 41. Cruz shoots one into left field, base hit. Poole goes to second. And they've got back-to-back hits to begin the ninth inning off Tommy Hume. So Poole singles to right. Cruz shoots one in the hole on the left side for a base hit into left field. Moving Poole to second, and the batter Cesar Cedeno. He's been on 3 times with a walk, 2 hits. They finally got him out on a ground out tonight in the 7th inning. The Reds with 12 hits. Houston now has 11. Hume checking the runners at first and second. Delivers to Cedeno. Ball 1. So the noise begins in the Astrodome. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. 33,651. Starting to get it revved up. Cedeno with 10 home runs. Hume with a pause and a pitch. Ground ball shortstop. Concepcion Oster. Oster Dreesen. Double play. A big 6-4-3 job to get 2 quick outs as Poole moves to third base. So Denny Walling will try and keep the Astro hopes alive in the ninth as we pause for station identification on the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network. Well, Denny Walling bounces back to the mound to Tommy Hume. He runs toward first, flips to Danny Dreesen, and this one belongs to the Reds. Walling going after the first pitch thrown to him. And the totals here in the ninth inning for Houston: no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left as the Reds come up with a victory to avoid a 3-game Houston sweep. The final score today: Reds 8, Astros 5. And we'll be back in just a moment. Recapping the scoring of the Cincinnati win over Houston today, the Reds got a run home in the first inning off Ken Forsch when Dave Collins opened with a base on balls. Ken Griffey had a single to center field. And after Dave Concepcion had hit into a force play at second with Collins going to third, George Foster flared one into shallow right center. Joe Morgan raced back with his back to the infield, made the catch, and Collins tagged up and easily scored to make it 1-0 Reds. But in the bottom of the first, Houston quickly tied it up when Joe Morgan led off against Frank Pastore with his 11th home run of the season. Enos Cabell then followed with a triple to right center. 1 out later, Jose Cruz sent the Astros up by a run with a base hit to left. He stole second and later scored on a single to right field by Alan Ashby. So at the end of 1, Houston led 3-1. In the second, they got Pastore out with 1 away. Morgan drew a walk. He moved around to third base on a hit by Enos Cabell. And Terry Poole, against new pitcher Joe Price, hit a slow ground ball to second. Oster got the force on Cabell, but Morgan scored, and Houston was up by a total of 4-1. It stayed that way until the 5th inning, when with 2 down, Dave Collins wrapped a single to right field, and our star of the game today, Ken Griffey, exploded a home run to right to draw the Reds 2 within a run. Houston got one of those 2 runs back and made it 5-3 in the bottom of the 5th with 2 out. Cedeno had an infield hit to third, stole second, and after an intentional walk to Denny Walling, Alan Ashby bounced a single into center field off of Mike Lacoste to score Cedeno and make it 5-3. The Reds again got to within a run in the 6th inning on a 2-out home run to left center by Ray Knight, his 14th of the season. That blow came off Andujar, and the Reds really lowered the boom on Andujar in the 7th inning with 1 down. Paul Householder pinch hit for Mike Lacoste and dropped the triple down the left field line. Dave Collins tied it up with a hit to right and ultimately moved to second base on a throwing error by Joe Sambito, who came on to face Ken Griffey. Griffey then drove in what proved to be the winning run with a double to right field to send the Reds up by 1. Dave Concepcion single to knock in another run. Before the dust had lifted, the Reds had scored 3 times and led Houston 7-5. Cincinnati got its final run of the 8th inning on a single by Nolan, a sacrifice bunt by Oster, and a 2-out double high off the wall in left center field by Tommy Hume to send the runner Nolan home and give the Reds a 3-run lead. Tom Hume came on, retired Houston in order in the 7th inning. And with 2 out in the 8th inning, he hit a batter, Danny Heap, and walked Joe Morgan, but got Cabell on a comebacker to the mound. And then in the 9th inning was greeted by back-to-back hits by Terry Poole and Jose Cruz. But he induced Cedeno to bounce into a 4-6-4-3 double play and ended the game by getting Denny Walling on a comebacker to the mound. The Reds on today had 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and left 7. Houston 5 runs, 11 hits, and error. They stranded 10. Lacasse wins it. He's now 10-12. Hume gets his 24th save. Andahar, he loses for the 8th time in 11 decisions. So the Reds will have an off day tomorrow after winning 7 of the 10 on this road trip and still clinging by a thread to the hope that a miracle or miracles would occur that would allow the Reds to get back in this thing and possibly win another Western Division championship. But it would take 5 consecutive wins at home, 2 against San Diego, 3 against Atlanta, and a whole lot of help first from the Atlanta Braves here in Houston, who come in on Tuesday night, and the San Francisco Giants at home against the L.A. Dodgers in a series that will also start at Candlestick on Tuesday evening. For the Reds Tuesday night in that series opener against San Diego, Charlie Leibrandt will pitch, and for the Padres, it'll be left-hander John Curtis. Plenty of seats available for all 5 games on the final homestand of the regular season. We'll be on the air with the pregame shows Tuesday night on most of these same stations beginning at 7:35 Cincinnati time. Again, the final score today in a game that took 2 hours and 52 minutes to play before a crowd of 33,651. The Reds 8 and the Astros 5.